Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Love Nikki, where we talk all things motherhood, especially when it comes to the single mom life. And before we get started, I just want to tell y'all thank you so much for all the love and support that you have been sending my way via DMs, text messages, phone calls. I love it all, and I'm so excited for the growth that we are about to experience with this channel. So with that being said, if you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe and share with anyone who you believe can benefit from anything I talk about on this channel. And so today, let's dive in. Today I want to talk about divorce. And with divorce, there's so many topics that can come under that. We could talk about child support, we could talk about co-parenting, we can talk about alimony, and just even going through the paperwork and the process of divorce, right? But today I want to talk about the emotions and the thought process that we have when we're going through this. And the reason I chose this topic is because someone specifically reached out to me and she asked me, what do you do? How do you get yourself to basically stop talking down about yourself, stop blaming yourself for what someone else has done, stop blaming yourself for the divorce, especially if infidelity is a reason behind it, right? And just speaking to her just took me back to all the emotions and the thought process and the things that I went through when I myself went through that same situation. And one thing I want to start off by saying is that when it comes to relationships, I feel like we're endowed with three things, right? I feel like we are all endowed with this. We want love, we want to feel significant, and we want security, right? These are things that we're expecting when we're in a relationship, especially a marriage. So when infidelity comes in and divorce comes in, it's basically like somebody ripped the rug from under us, and what we thought was love or feeling loved is out the door. Feeling significant is definitely out the door. And our security is gone, right? And when that happens, it can really mess with our mindset. I know for me personally, I felt rejected. I felt insignificant. I felt like I was defective. In all honesty, I felt like something was really wrong with me. And I started feeling unworthy. I basically took someone else's behavior and made that reality for my life, like basically feeling like, okay, because he didn't know how to love me, no one else is going to love me, right? And that's like the furthest thing from the truth. So when I was going through this, to be honest and transparent with you guys, I basically went through a depression for like an entire week, where I would basically keep my blinds closed, keep my windows or my curtains closed, because I wanted my room to just stay dark, pitch dark. And what I would do is, like, I would just get up, get my kids ready for school, drop them off, come back home, get back in bed, cover my head up, and sleep until it was time to pick them up again. Picked them up, brought them home, feed them something really quickly, because I really wasn't trying to make no full dinner, because I was so drained and caught up in my own mind that my self-esteem was like in the trash, and which also my energy level, my everything was just in the trash. And so I would feed these kids and get them ready for bed, and I'm back in bed and we're starting all over with the same foolishness, right? And it had gotten to the point where, like, one day I actually forgot to feed my kids. Like, I forgot to feed them dinner. And y'all, like, thank God my mom was at the house at the time. She was staying with us. And so she came in and you know, she helped fill in where I was falling apart. But when that happened, I felt like that's where a switch flipped in my head. Like, okay, hold on. This has to stop. You're going to have to shake this off. You're going to have to get up and you're going to have to move. Because at the end of the day, I I was not about to allow someone else's behavior and poor character to dictate how I show up as a mom for my children. At the end of the day, they are still my responsibility, right? I am here to help mold them, inform them, and guide them and direct them and love on them. And they can't get these things from me if I'm sitting in my bed, wallowing in my what do I want to say? Wallowing in the poor reflection that I have for myself. I'll just say that. And so what I realized was, first of all, I went to God with this, and I am a believer of God. So when you guys hear me say the word, I'm speaking of the Bible. I had to go back to God, and I had to talk to God and ask for a fresh view and insight and clarity of who I am, right? And so, ladies, what I want to tell y'all is that, first of all, we are all children of God. We are all children of God. So that alone tells you how significant and important you are in this world, despite what anyone does or doesn't do. I also had to change how I spoke to myself, because instead of saying things like I'm unworthy, I'll never be loved, I'm not a good wife, I don't deserve XYZ, I had to change that up and start speaking things over myself like I am amazing, I am an amazing woman, I am loved, I am loving, I am worthy, I am a queen, I am a boss. And these were things that I knew of myself before the situation happened. And so therefore I had to think to myself, if this is who I was before, this is still who I am now. And that's what I want you guys to think about. If you already knew that you were an amazing woman before the infidelity or the divorce happened, why do you feel like you're not now? If you were an amazing woman before that happened, if you were a powerhouse before that happened, if you saw yourself as a queen before that happened, if you saw yourself as amazing before that happened, guess what, sis? You are still all those things. You are still a queen. You are still amazing, a powerhouse, a child of God. It does not change. And so what I need you to do is to change what you are saying to yourselves and speak life over yourself. Speak empowerment over yourself. Get up, take a shower, wash your face, get dressed, and show up in this world. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't feel what you're feeling. Don't feel the heartache, the heartbreak, the sadness, the anger, the frustration. I'm not telling you that at all. I want you to feel whatever it is that you're going through. So if you need to cry, go cry. If you want to go to the bathroom, cry it out in your bedroom, whatever, cry it out. When you're done, wash your face and let's keep going, because there's things that we have to do. We have to show up in this world. We have to still show up for our kids, right? If you need to scream, go ahead and scream. Go grab your pillow, scream into your pillow. Go take a drive and yell if you have to yell. But then when you're done, I need you to get back to remembering who you are, right? One thing that helped me was to analyze the situation. And when I thought about it, I was just like, okay, wait a minute. This person did this. For someone to go back on their word to you, go back on their word to their family, like if you guys have children together, go back on their word that you guys spoke in union in front of God, that says a lot about their character, not your character. That says a lot about issues that they may have deep-rooted inside of themselves that they have to deal with, that they have to work on, not you, sis. It is not our responsibility to take on the burden of anyone else's poor behavior. It is not. So what we have to do is to accept the situation that we are in for what it is, remember who we are as women, as mothers, as wives, and walk in that power. Own who you are. Change what you are saying to yourself. And so I hope that this video has helped someone, I trust me, and I promise you that when I tell you I know what it feels to go through this, and I know how hard it is. I don't take this lightly. I've been there, I've gone through it, and I know how painful it is. But I also know what it's like to actually get up and take my power back and walk in my power, and how amazing that feels. And that's what I want for you, ladies. So if there's anyone who may be going through this right now, and maybe you're like, sis, like, I tried to speak over myself, I try to see things different, I try to get up and go out and go work out or do something different to get my mind off of it and to change my thought process, but I'm still struggling with this. Hey, please click the link in the description box and set up a free consultation with me. Sis, let's chat it up. Let's get to work, and let's get you walking in the power that you are, the powerhouse that you are. Let's get things going for you again. Let's get you stepping out into the world as the queen, showing up as the queen that you are. So again, I hope that this has helped someone. Please like, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to you ladies soon.